Wow, here we are, April 10th, but it's a Monday. It's the start of a fresh trading week, and I'm finding myself in some winning positions. So today I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to manage these positions. Bitcoin's at a key place. It might make sense to cover and take profits. Haven't decided yet. I took a couple losses, 3 losses. I'm going to analyze those a little bit. I'm going to talk about funding challenges a little bit, and I'm going to try to get in the habit of leaving my desk. So it's 9:30. I don't need to sit here until 2. Um, I'm debating what I might want to do. I could take the dog on a little hike. I could go lift heavy weights. I kind of want to do heavy legs today. So I might do that. I could go on a bike ride. I don't know, but point is I don't want to sit here and watch price on positions that I'm in. I don't really have a schedule, but I think I would like to maybe go to the gym. Um, Trading model, fucking simple. So loading. This is my whole trading model. I love it. So good. Okay, so before I look at the winners, I just want to talk a little bit about the losers. I took 3 straight losers, which is fine, but I would have preferred not to. And all of these were preventable based on my system. The first 2 gave long signals, and I took those longs and I lost. However, where my error was that the ETH BTC chart was weak, and I misread it, and I longed ETH, and ETH kept sweeping the lows, and I took 2 losses there. Whereas Bitcoin was stronger, not just on the ETH BTC, but if I looked at the actual candles, Bitcoin had stronger candle, and we're going to look at that. And that would have given me a reason to um, long Bitcoin instead of ETH. If I had long Bitcoin while ETH was sweeping the lows, uh, Bitcoin just consolidated before finally breaking up, and I wouldn't have taken those 2 losses. The third loss was from this was a retard moronic loss where I neither had confirmation nor confluence. It looked like Bitcoin was maybe sweeping some levels, but really it was breaking out. If I had waited for the daily close and I had demanded ETH and Bitcoin be in agreement and direction, then it would have been an easily avoidable loss. So what I'm working on for this week is I changed my affirmations a bit. My focus for this week, it's 2 things. One of them is to um, wait till we're close to the close before entering confirmation and demand confluence and make sure I'm trading the one that's relatively strong. So I need to wait for confirmation and confluence. It means sometimes I won't take a trade. There won't be a trade every day or trading action every day. April process goals. I'm also trading my process goal a little bit where there's a mistake for me to focus only on win rate because that kept me in those losing trades when I otherwise might have cut them. If I had cut them early as small losses, I could have really increased my risk reward this month, and I would like to do that too. So I want my risk reward to be 2 or greater, and I also want to win more than 50% of my trades. Ideally, I'd like to win 75% of my trades at 2 RR. That would be the goal. But trading more conservatively, the most important things is screening entries for additional confirmation and confluence. Having a wider stop can be helpful, but It's more about entering in the right direction. If I'm entering in the wrong direction, a wide stop doesn't necessarily help me, and it definitely hurts me when price moves in my favor. But reasonably wide. I don't need crazy tight stops. Entering on closer retracements and market orders. The best trades don't retrace. So if I have a signal and everything's confluent and I have confirmation, I'm market ordering. The best trades do not retrace, and I don't want to miss them. Yeah, I'm gonna close losing trades early when I get a new daily signal that says this is probably gonna be a loss. I'm a consistently profitable trader over a weekly period because of my extreme discipline and patience. If I wait, there will be several extremely good high probability setups per week that I will recognize and profit from. It's normal for me to not put on a trade or take a trading action during a trading day. I only take high probability trades. If a trade is missing confluence, I don't take it. I don't mind being out of the market. I'm happy to decline trading opportunities. I need ETH, BTC, and ETH BTC to be in majority confluence to take a trade. It's easy for me to pass funding challenges and earn payouts in funded accounts. I'm grateful for every past error and missed trading opportunity which have been necessary to develop my trading system and habits to where they are today. My trading system and habits will repay every error and missed opportunity over the coming years. Affirmations, daily affirmations, super powerful. Yeah, I trust myself. Here we have a new week. I'm trusting myself to look at the charts more after hours early. I don't care. Like, as long as I don't take moronic trading actions, which I shouldn't, it's fine. And I still want having no phone trading is a good balance. No phone trading, no phone charting. Because I can go do activities and unplug. But when I'm at home, I want more chart time. I want more to analyze a chart more often, to let my subconscious soak it up, and just trust myself that I'm not going to do anything stupid. Okay, now let's go look at the charts. Okay. Boo. So, interesting. I want to give it more time to see, but I'd say we're projecting at a bad place. And there's a lot of space for price to retrace into. So, I kind of just want to take my bag. But I want to go through my whole rigmarole first. I might change my opinion. First, I want to quickly look at my losing trades from a daily perspective and how they may have been avoidable. So the first one was I want to give it towards the close to see if we could get over. But so this day right here, Bitcoin sweeps a low, ETH sweeps a low. Okay, that can be a long signal, right? But I longed ETH instead of Bitcoin. Why did I long ETH instead of Bitcoin? ETH's candle is big red with a small wick. Bitcoin's candle is small red with a big wick. So the next day I got stopped out again. I got stopped out. If I was Bitcoin, I would not get stopped out. This is another long signal. Now it looks good on ETH. Let me long that. Do nothing on this day. This day I get stopped out of my I get stopped down on my shorts. Now, if I had taken this Bitcoin long, and my stop is here, I never would have got stopped out. My entry would have looked like, my trade would have looked like this. Oh, no, after this day, right? My entry would have looked like this. And it would have been a great fucking entry. So, both those losses were avoidable. Now, I'm not going to look at the BTC chart, but I can just look at the actual charts here. This one is a worse candle. This is a good candle to long. This is not. Now, my other mistake came when this was full on just absolute retarded. Where I shorted this, like, oh, this is a sweep, right? We swept over 2 levels, came back in. It is, but I'm supposed to wait for confirmation and confluence, and at the same time, Bitcoin ETH swept the lows and is coming in. Why am I need confluence. I didn't have confluence. I wait just 1 hour. Not even an hour. If I had just waited, yeah, I think I entered around 10:30. If I wait till the close, what does the close look like? This is the close. This is not a short. So it's super important that I wait, right? And cost me. Okay. Now let's go through our checklist. One thing I want to point out before we go there, just looking at P&L, whatever. FTMO is hard to pass, man. So part of my strategy, say with FTT, is I'm going to, or True Forex funds rather. Maybe I might start off with the big risk trade. Then I'm gonna do small risk trades. Small risk being 1%. I need 8% to pass this. I need 10% with FTML. If I'm in drawdown and I'm running out of time, what am I gonna do? Say it's the last week, and I need to go up 12%. And the best thing to do is risk big in the last week. If it's the last day and it's the last trade and I need 10%, I can risk 5% of my account, try to get a 2-for-1, right? So considering the time frame, that makes it a lot easier to pass a challenge. Once funded, it's irrelevant because I don't need to risk that once I'm funded. But with FTMO, I cannot do that. There's sufficient leverage to trade other things, but not Bitcoin and not ETH. It's hard for me to risk more than 1% on FTMO with no leverage. Depending on the setup, I might be able to risk 2% or 2.5%. I can't risk more than that. So to get 10% on my account, I got to do it the hard way. I probably need to catch actual 10R and to do it catching 10% move on Bitcoin, 10% move on ETH. That's not easy to do. So, but once I pass, it doesn't matter at all because I don't need to risk big. Okay. So, but yeah, the FTMO one is valuable because also it's hard to blow up once I have it. Because I have no leverage, I cannot blow up if I want to. Okay. So let's start with Bitcoin. Long on the previous month, long in the current month. So one thing I'm paying attention to is like on the monthly, technically we swept the previous month's high. Does that make it a short? At what point does it make it a short? Possibly it makes it a short. I need to see short on the daily, but I'd like to have a bigger wick. So far we don't have that. So it's currently a long. Previous week, I can't call this a short when yet, because it's such a big body and such a small. Like I'm not going to rush in short here. So current week is long. Previous week was a short. Current day signal. Don't know yet. You know, just closing under this is not good enough for me to be a long. It probably would be good enough for me to close my trade, but I'm kind of expecting a breakout. We haven't swept it. If we sweep this and come in, then maybe. I'm paying close attention to that, but even if we close slightly underneath it, like we have a huge candle and a tiny wick, and we ran 3 levels today. Current day signal right now, I would say it's a long trend. Previous day signal was a long trend. Huge green body. 3 levels ran. Big candle reverse color. Big green. Current 12-hour signal. Currently a long. I mean, it could definitely turn into a short. Or at least a cover. I'm not going to. 0% chance I short today. Decent chance I cover. This is not a candle I want to short. Especially when we look at ETH, which isn't in an area where it would make sense to reject. Okay, let's look at diagonals. I would say it's a. I'd say we're breaking out. Why? Well, there's this one. We broke that one. And then this one isn't hugely important, but we go to, from the next swing high. It looks like a diagonal break to me. So, okay, let's look at dominance. Weekly, we've got a held breakout, it's long. Daily, held breakout, it's long. Local liquidity. There isn't any local liquidity nearby, really. So, that would give us an all clear. There's not. I want to mention here, looking at this, that the market has changed, and this is one of the reasons why I struggled coming into this year. Last year was primarily a liquidation and liquidity driven market where you could expect that most moves would be false moves. And what that looked like is you could just expect price to reverse. But this year has not been a primarily liquidation driven market. It's been driven by a lot of spot accumulation. and it's been a dip buyer's market. So there's been good shorts this year. There was a couple good shorts, one good short, two good short. There was some good small shorts in the local range. However, the shorts took so long to play out with these big rounded tops, but the dips were bought up aggressively and immediately very quickly. The current breakout, if we break out, we didn't even really dip. Well, we did. It was on this day, April 3. Right? So the market's changed and I'm paying attention to that. I don't know how long it's going to be like this, but being aggressive on the longs and buying dips has worked very well. Like sweeps of range lows has worked very well. Okay, now let's look at ETH. Starting on the monthly. I want my monthly over here. Back-to-back monthly longs. Weekly. Long. Current day signal. If we fell under here, it would be a short. So I want to pay attention to that. And come back. But currently it's a long. We ran 3 levels. And the previous day was a long. I know it's a long trend. It was a long reversal. 3 levels ran. So get a 12-hour signal. Long. Holding breakout. Look at dominance. Weekly red, daily red. Short. Liquidity. But yeah, I mean, if you focus on liquidity this year, you miss out on the stronger assets sometimes. But I would say the local liquidity is above now. We're nearer to it. But it doesn't really matter. So I'm not really that interested in adding long. I'm definitely not, but most of my readings are telling me to stay long here. And from experience, this is not where you would short ETH. Like, this doesn't look like a good short. Now, maybe tomorrow, like maybe we sweep. If we sweep the new high, that's something I'm going to know about and see. But yeah. If we close over this line, and that's, that's an F for sure, but if we do, then It's definitely not a cover. Now, what I want to point out though is we're spending a lot of time at this level too. Like, if you look at these highs we've had, they're almost all quick wicks and then down. That is not what this looks like, where we have our candle bodies pushing up against this high. Yeah. I do not like buying here, but I like holding for a little bit more of a move. Another thing I want to point out though is like those 3 losers really cost me. I mean, it's not so bad. I only risked 1%. But these aren't great trades that I'm in. I mean, I've caught a nice move. But if I close them, I make 3.5 R, which is good. I'm happy. But I lost 3 R on 3 stupid losers. So it would just get me back to where I was, which is fine, you know, and I can avoid those stupid losers next time. Point is, it's just costly. Okay. Total 3. Previous month was a long. And then we have a neutral. We have an inside. Previous week signal was short. It doesn't really matter though. Now this is where it's interesting. Because the dollar isn't in agreement, well, I just don't care that much about that. It doesn't need to be. But the current dollar is a long. Previous was short, current is long. I really only want to pay attention to the weeklies. But the previous weekly was a long. And we're inside. But I think my plan what could create a short opportunity would maybe be a sweep of the current high. That's something to pay attention to. There would for sure be nothing wrong with TP here. That might be the safe thing to do. But it doesn't really make sense for ETH to die off here. Like, we don't have a short signal. We have held every breakout so far. We could. I mean, I'm for sure going to advance my stop. Not yet, though. We still have 4 hours. I want to give it at least a couple more hours. And let's see. Interesting. Big red coming in right now. Could be I'm being greedy. There's a world where we just turbo dump reverse this move. I don't really like struggling here. I don't want to give up my win, but wow, ETH is really wants to go down, huh? Look at that. So we're retesting the first level right now that we broke out. ETH gave back a lot of the move already, actually. I think the discipline thing is to wait for more confirmation. I don't mind if it cuts under here, if it comes back over. I do have a lot of long signals, but the daily is not closed, and it could reverse. It could for sure reverse short. I don't really want to give up my win. What the fuck just happened with the dollar? Green coming in. So here's where I want to go to the gym and do something else with my day. I want to wait for more confirmation. It doesn't, I don't like what it's doing locally, but I really want to wait to see how we close, because again, if we're able to close bullish, like I need to hold through some pullback if there's going to be another leg, too. So, I think now's a good time to go to the gym. I didn't go to the gym. I'm back. I think I'm probably just going to close it and wait for another signal. I don't really like how it's acting here. I know I should. I don't know. It's unclear. Like I'm gonna protect my capital, and it's not super high probability. Like we already caught a pretty big move. I just don't like what it's doing. And it could turn into a bearish day too. So let me actually, I think if I take profit, it will sort of open me up. No, this is always one of the hard parts. So what would a short look like? This maybe isn't the best place to be long. What would like an unambiguous short look like? It would look like it could be two things. One of those things would be sweeping this high, that high. In which case it would be nice to be holding. Another would be like extreme weakness, like jumping all the way back here. And then also similarly for Bitcoin, if we clear this out and come down, or just coming down. The market can give some extended moves. This move, you know, I held through some chop. Go back to some of the bigger moves from earlier. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some pullbacks that can happen. I think I shouldn't close, like, because price should either, we have neither fallen under invalidation nor swept something local. I'm just paranoid that we're going to experience some big red. And Again, if the daily closes like this, it would be a get out, but we have time. It's not a good place to reject. For Bitcoin. I'm sitting here watching. I don't like what ETH is doing, but I don't think it makes sense to close either when we haven't yet fallen back in. Like, how much of a pullback do I allow before I say I don't like this? Wow, ETH coming right back. Well, all right, I'm looking at the 1 minute. Well, what's happening right now? We're still holding a breakout. We're at a key level. Bitcoin also at a key level. Am I being too greedy? Maybe. Could also be that I'm just trying to, I mean, both. I'm trying to follow my system, which hasn't given a clear exit yet. But I could have this morning just TP'd right here. And then come back and reevaluate. The prices come down like a whole R, like quite a lot. Yeah, I don't really like this. Now we're under this level too. Ooh. Now it looks not good. Could we just retrace this whole thing? Is that possible? I'm sweating. I don't like this. Oh, we could eat this. Am I attached to this? Okay, well, the daily would then be possibly a short if we were to close like this. I don't think I would short Bitcoin. It's so strong. And even if it sweeps this, I prefer to see something more local. Swept. I mean, there's a couple ways that aren't right or wrong. One of them is wait for more confirmation, wait for the close. And that's what I'm trying to work on, is waiting more. Another one is like, I'm gonna just protect my profits. Like, this price action is for sure not what you want to see. If you're long, but it's also what's expected, right? Like, 1900. So we did reject and the spot where it rejected. I don't like to predict, like use this to predict trades anymore, but we did reject in this 4-hour gap. I'm just gonna bag my profits and then log off for the day, I think. It's hard to decide what to do here. Well, we have some more hours to go. If the daily was to close like this, let's wait for the daily. How bad can it be? I am just price watching, but I do have a decision to make. ETH at a key level for sure. I don't really think it looks like a short though. Oh, that might be. I'm just gonna bag him. Log off. I don't really like this at all. Come back for the close. Okay. Okay. Flat now. It's not a high probability long. I think waiting to be short is fine, but maybe I get a better exit. Maybe I close at the lows of the range. But it's like, okay, if the daily closes like this, I don't know if I would short here, but definitely not long. Same with ETH. ETH actually might be a short. I'd like to see it get lower and then I could try it. The dollar's kind of rallying. So, back to where I was before the 3 losses, which is kind of annoying, but now I can avoid them. 2,131. Maybe I should have just claimed profit earlier, but oh well. Okay. So 2 wins. It'd be interesting if I closed at the low of the move. It's for sure a problem with price watching. But protecting on P&L is important. I wonder if I just closed at the very bottom of the pullback. That would be interesting. Classic problem of price watching. But I don't really like the spot we're in. What was it? $808. I actually didn't quite pay for the 3 losers. What were these? I'm probably closing too early here. I bet you. Because this happens often psychologically with price watching. It's closing at the exact low of the move or low of the day. So I think I closed on this candle. But it's not really. It's a good place to take profit. And I probably should have done it sooner. And then if I had TP'd up here, I should have just looked at this and TP'd. And then I could consider getting back in. But oh well, I can't be too salty about it. And my MT4 is still on drawdown because I wasn't able to risk as much as I liked, but I'm down less now at least. Just out of curiosity, when did I close? 10:40. Yeah, I closed right here on this candle. I logged on in here, had an opportunity to close. Up in here. I don't really like how I've traded this morning when I'm supposed to go to the gym and wait. Instead, I'm staring at price and closing at the lows. panic selling at the lows. The best thing would have just been close at the highs the first time. Go live a life. I don't mind closing my ETH. It's not like it was doing very much. And ETH dominance has been crazy weak. For this Bitcoin though, we're spending too much time under that. Like most of the time is under that. That's not what you want. You want most of the time to be over it. So, now whatever happens, happens. Let's get off the charts, go to the gym. I made money today. So, let's review. Okay. Mission statement and mantra. My mission with trading is to create a full-time consistent income from part-time work, so I can focus on living a healthy, active social lifestyle. Okay, part-time work. Let me get out of here. I don't mind being out of the market. I'm happy to decline trading opportunities. Okay. So I'm kind of back where I was on the month. I am up about 5,000, 1.3 RR, 63% win rate. I think it was, I had 5 here for a minute. So I'm okay with where I am. So my losses, if I had cut them earlier, I had a chance to maybe cut my losses earlier, and it might look something like that. Didn't do it. So FTMO, I have until May 5. I'm 5 days in, 4 or 5 days in, and yeah, it's going to be hard because I can only risk so much. So I made this, but I had 3 losses. Today's win paid for 2 losses. I'm still down a loss. This account, I have until May 4. I made up for those losers. I need another winner, and let me just focus on not taking bad trades. I don't like how I closed where I closed. I don't like how I, Didn't really stick to my plan of waiting for the close. Instead, just watching the price chart on a low time frame, and I don't know. I mean, it's not the worst place to get out, though. Probably a good place to get out, really. We swept the high. It would not make sense to be long here. Yeah. We could for sure continue. It's not a really strong long signal. Like, we don't have a big wick. A really strong short signal. If we close higher, I could consider getting back in too. But yeah, I don't need to trade perfect. It's okay. It's okay. That's pretty whack though. How I managed that. How I managed the TP. This does look different than some of these other tests of the highs. And not really. I just don't like drawdown of any kind. Okay. Wins are good. I'm gonna capture more from my win and avoid some of those avoidable losses. Phase 2. %67% win rate with a 2.6 RR. Average win, average loss. It's okay. Mostly Bitcoin longs. Okay, I'm out. Much love, peace.